Shout out to music's a little loud. Let's dance with us. Let's dance with that music though, baby. Let's go, baby. We here, baby. We here. Yeah, like just to get that vibe going. Just get that vibe going. You feel me? Do you feel me? Yeah, baby. Just let it play, man. Let the music make you feel the energy. I was a rapper. I am still a rapper. It was all about letting that music That's right, it's a Saturday. You should feel awesome. You should feel great. We are in the greatest change in history of the life. So much is happening. So much is going on, guys. I have never felt so empowered. I've never felt so amazing. Honestly, like, it couldn't be any better. Life could not be any better. If you're a lifer, if you're kicking it with me here today, how could life be any better? I'm serious. I'm serious. The spring is coming here on the Northeast. We got through our tough winter. You can smell the air. You can hear the birds. It's still cold, but we're on our way out of winter. And I'm excited, guys. I'm excited. This is where I really ramp up. This is where my energy is true. My birthday comes. I become the Aries who I have become to become. And I am the Ram. I am ready to push and lead us to greatness. So shout out to everyone here that is a lifer. You can see I was doing my little Photoshop action earlier today. Anyway, thank you guys so much for coming on into the live stream. We're going to break it down. We're going to talk about Bitcoin. Look at Fiat Leak. They're still pumping those coins, man. People are getting into Litecoin. The whole world is learning about cryptocurrency every day, and the whole world is learning that the currency they have is horrible. Bolivia, Chile, the Chilean peso to the ground, right? The Brazilian dollar to the ground. I'm saying. The Turkish lira to the ground. All right? You talk about a currency, it is to the ground. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. So, shout out to everyone here on the live stream. Let's get into it. Let's get into my trading needs. Canopy Grow Corp is the first place I always have. Close to my heart. One of the longest trades I ever held. Beautiful. Turned 6K into 17K with Canopy Grow Corp a few years ago. Love you, Canopy. Love you, baby. Sweetheart. The 6K turned to 12K. I sold that. Got back in at 11.5. What you want to know? Do or die. Ripping it, spitting it, flipping it, kicking it. I do it on a daily. You could never fail me. Irish car bomb with the Guinness and the Baileys. Just feeling it today, man. It's Saturday. Hey. I'm telling you about this BitShares. This thing is hot. BTST, easy play. Why is it an easy play? Well, because it is the hash rate of Bitcoin. So you're betting that the hash rate of Bitcoin will go up, meaning the difficulty level will go up, meaning Bitcoin will go up in price, and you get to bank on it. We started getting into this at $60, starting to kind of talking about on our radar. We had this cup and handle. See the cup and handle here? Cup with the handle. All you have to do is find cup and handles, guys, and hold on for your horses. Jump in here somewhere at the bottom of the pattern and let it rip. Bull runs are different, all right? When the bull run ends and things get tough, it's not going to be so sweet, all right? This is where you need to go hard to change your life, all right? I'm being honest. I teach proper risk management, but I also know when to take a shot. Like for instance, fourth quarter, 3 minutes left. Cornerback goes down. They put in the backup cornerback. What is the first thing you do? What is the first thing you do, my friends, as the quarterback? What is the first thing you do? You throw to that brand new cornerback they just put in the game, right? Why? Because the odds of you getting that pass well connected are so damn high because that guy just came in the game. He has no presence. He has no feeling. He's just trying to get his a second ago, he didn't even know he was going to be in the game. He is in a state of shock, possibly ready to rock. I mean, he knows he has to be ready, and that's kind of, I'm making a crazy comparison, but that's what I'm talking about. And look at this. This has got an all-time high up here, guys. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. Bull runs are so easy. Price always reaches its original price. And I've seen it happen to bake. I've seen it happen to everything. Okay, fake papers. I got one of those farming cake. One of these? Good for you, man. You're a smart man. That's why you're Jesse Jingle. Jesse Jungle the Bee. Jesse B. Jesse the Tendy. Love you, Jesse, man. I do. And I'm not afraid to say that. I'm not afraid to say that. Copy that. Sorry. Fake papers. Wow, what's wrong? Why are you taking off your... You can say whatever you want. Hey, guys, greetings from Italy. Cool. I am an Aries, too. Shout out to Andreas Diaz with my Aries brother. Doing his thing. That's why you're different. That's why you went your own way, Andreas. Andreas, you know? Your story was unique. I thought it was special. Anyway, so Bitcoin hash rate. Okay, $306 had a high all the way up here at about 500, coming back down. All right, what have we been going over together as a group? We've been talking about. See, you'll think as cycles change, you'll learn you have to change different cycles, right? So like right now, this cycle has changed, and look, we came into the golden pocket, the 0.5 and the 618. Mark your words on a whiteboard right here. Here's the first part. Here's the first part right there between the 0.5 and the 0.618, man. Right there, baby. Right there, okay? So, 9 out of 10 times you take a nibble here, you're golden. They call it the golden pocket for a reason. You got no worries. You're in there like swimwear, all right, my friends? You're in there like swimwear, all right? So, as need I digress, I like this trade right here, and I'm going to put it on your radar, and I hope you're paying attention. Guys, number one, when I look at something, my brain must scan well. And it scans and it says, what is the coin? Right? Shout out to... What is the coin? It's all good. Shout out to... All right, we're live. We're live. We're all good. I took out the VPN. Seems like we're flying high right now. All is well. All is well. Okay, we're good to go. We're good to go. We're good to go. Shout out to Hadouken. Shout out to Jesse B. Shout out to everyone here, man. We're rocking now. We should not be lagging anymore. I'm not getting any indications of drop frames. Seems like we are rocking and rolling. So, word. Yeah. Okay, cool. Excellent. Okay, shout out to my lifers. Shout out to everyone here on the live. So, right off the bat, I'm giving you guys a trade. Accumulate BT. This thing, I'm telling you, this thing goes high. Like, look where it can start. It can go all the way back to $1,000 a coin. That's a triple X, right? This is going to triple X this thing. So, just something to tell you guys, BTCTS, the Bitcoin hash rate, man. Simple trade. Number one, the mathematics behind it are sound. The hash rate is going to go up for Bitcoin. When the price goes up in value, what happens is the miners get paid more, right? They sell more, people buy more, and there's more people on the network. When there's more people on the network, there's more transactions. The more transactions, the harder the difficulty rate begins to rise, right? Then what happens is the difficulty rate usually gets too high that miners that don't have enough money to stay in to pay for the electricity, like they're trying to mine, they keep wasting it and they can't get there, they have to drop off. So miners stop mining, and people, because they can't afford it anymore. So people have to stop mining, they have to come down. Only the big boys can stay up and stay good. And what happens is when less people mine, what happens? The difficulty level goes down slightly. Not a lot, but a little bit, right? Or it actually stays the same. It like begins to stop going up. And what happens is the difficulty level goes down, right? It gets easier to mine, more people begin to mine. And then as more people mine, and what happens is over time, the hash rate just begins to raise up more and more. So this is it's like an easy trade because the mathematics behind this trade are so sound that you're not even really betting at this point. You're just playing on the idea that Satoshi Nakamoto was smarter than you and he made you a contract that's going to make you money. So Bitcoin hash rate to me, and again, this isn't financial advice, right? You could do your own due diligence, but Bitcoin hash rate to me is probably one of the safest plays in the entire game, right? And look how it's, I mean, unless you bought it at the top, right? The day it came out. Interesting, right? But that's why you don't buy these. You don't buy these the day they come out. You give them like 2-3 weeks to play out, like 1 inch. You gave 1 inch some time, and you see it eventually would play itself out. 1 inch is really playing itself down to the bone, getting tighter and tighter and tighter. But I still have faith that this is Wyckoff accumulation, man. And we can get into that. We'll show you what I'm talking about. But it's the lower lows here on our way out of the bowl. Looks very similar to what we see for Wyckoff accumulation. See this right here. Wyckoff accumulation right here. See this? This is what we're talking about. Okay. Up and down and that dagger down. And you can see you could form that bowl, right? So if we try to piece this off, take a look at our 1 inch and what we're doing here. And it's like we come, this one came from a higher place, but we come down. And to me, there's your these are your two shapes here. Right there, right? And you see it, and they pretty much make an even point. And then after that, there's a dump, little sideways action, and that's when it really starts to break its move and begin to some big things, face C and D. So, you know, I am very confident that 1 inch is undervalued, and getting it here at 376 is an absolute steal. All right, and just accumulating this, like I've accumulated so much of this between $1 and $3 that I'm just happy. Like I'm done. I have my bags packed. You know, to me, after I have $2 to $3 grand in a coin, I'm done. Like I think I have upwards of 500 of these things, even more. No, I think I have 718. Yeah, so like $2,700. I think it's more too. I don't know why, but I think it's more. But I think it's more like 37. I think I have another batch too. So yeah, I'm done accumulating 1 inch. I've done my due diligence. I got it at $1.34. I got it here at $1.50, and I got it here in like the 380s, 360s. I even made a purchase a little bit when this came up. I thought we were breaking out. And I grabbed it a little bit at probably about 409, but I only grabbed like $500 to $600. So my overall position is scattered through here and mainly down here, right? So I'm waiting for these big payoffs, right? Just waiting patiently for my payoff. And I'd love to like snapshot this, and we'll remember this day. 1 inch, man. 1 inch, guys. Pay attention. Is there a dedicated massive media for crypto that watches for all coins? No, but there's some cool places you can go. All right, so check this out. Let's check out Crypto Bubble. I really like Crypto Bubble. Really cool. It kind of shows you what's happening that day. CryptoBubbles.net. All right, and they come right at you. Phantom up 239% on the month. So this is nice to see what's happening on the month. Voyager. So had you held for a whole month, Matic would have made you 388%. Hotcoin would have made you 283%. Engine would have made you 200%. Bitmax would have made you 600%. Flow. I'm seeing Flow on my radar, 280%. We were all over Cake for sure. 367. GRT is something I keep talking about. I gave the Luna trade. We talked about Luna. We got in a little later than normal, but that's good. ICX was one of my top 10 coins that I bring up all the time. I bring up basic attention token, talk about the bags I have. I use it every single day. It's how we're doing the channel. It's how we're doing the channel right now. Basic attention token. So like, this is cool. And some days actually, I put this as my background, which is kind of cool. So you could do a lot of cool things with what I'm using is XSplit VCam. I really like XSplit VCam. Let me bring it down here for you. XSplit VCam. Change all the different backgrounds whenever you want, right? And change however you want. YouTube video, We can paste crypto bubbles in here, right? And I should be able to be newscasting like behind crypto bubbles. Oh no, you just have to put site, actually. Look, a web page. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. And there should be crypto bubbles just like hanging out behind me, right? And that's kind of cool, I think. What do you guys think? Anyway, it is really, is 1 inch a good buy zone currently? Yes, it is. It's exactly in the buy zone, in my opinion. Exactly where you want it. Like today is like a perfect day. Like low volume, Saturday. You know, people, the newbies think it's crap. They're talking about all the FUD. I love it. People talking about it, nonsense. I love it. I love it. I'm hearing negative talk about 1 inch. I love it. I love it. I love it. Raven Coin, a big boy in the game. I used to trade Raven Coin a lot. Miss giving you guys a play, but actually, I'm pretty sure I gave something on Raven Coin at one point in my channel. I did give a call on it in the charts and groups. Let me see if I got a call there. I'd like to find it actually. Let's see here. Shoulder and head and shoulder format. And check Midas Gold Network. I saw it at $900. Now it's well over 2K. Midas Gold Network. I like the name, like King Midas, right? That's a cool UI. Definitely is. It definitely is. But you can see here on the day, we Crow too moving. Crow is the crypto.com coin, right? AMP. I'm seeing Waves up, moving a little bit. Dash up a little bit. Cake, really one of the big boys in the game. And you can see the bigger the bubble, the bigger the gains. So it's really like a cool visual because if it's small, made a little bit. Nano still doing its thing, up 41%. VeChain waiting. ADA getting a big bubble, but the big bubbles of the month. Matic was the play. Voyager was the play. Okay. Shout out to Hadouken. He was all over Matic. Appreciate that for pumping the Hadouken charts and keeping us in the mix for Matic. Watch Hadouken. Watch his trades. Watch what he says. I'm telling you right now. Telling you right now, he is very keen. The guy puts in hours a day. STX, Kusama, 84%. Algo still hanging in there. Okay, GRT, watch that. BNB though, up 332%. Wow, so that's pretty cool. Change on the month, right? Performance, bubble size, market cap, volume, right? Price, rank, dominance. Dominance is kind of cool. Who has more dominance? So Matic has a lot of dominance at 0.07. Luna at 0.23%. Okay, so you could see what's going on here. That's weird that the bubble should be bigger, right? If the dominance is bigger. Anyway, crypto bubbles, man. Crypto bubbles. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance, total and total too, like we do every single day. I'm trying to teach you guys that you have to do this every day. Or you don't just go to your coin. You can go to your coin and check it, of course. But if you want to know what you're doing in crypto, you got to do what I'm doing every single day, okay? And look, we're forming the Wyckoff accumulation in a way, or even just the bull. I don't even think this is Wyckoff accumulation in my opinion. That's like a bigger deal. That's more of an altcoin thing at the moment. What we're doing for Bitcoin is forming this bull. At the present moment, the 4 hours pointing to the downside, and it looks like we're going to form this beautiful big double bottom, which I think we're going to see in the price here. So, right, see from our work from yesterday, we have Bitcoin targeted to go up to $68,000, up 41% gains coming once it breaks out of this bull parabolic and goes parabolic again like it did here for its next consolidative. Wave 1, Wave 2, Wave 3, Wave 4, Wave 5 is the biggest wave, my friends, in the Elliott wave theory. So you can clearly see if you want some Elliott wave theory, you can go here and actually find it. Elliott impulse wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, right? Which usually isn't much longer, just like the size of wave 1, and that's how it is. And then wave 5, right? Explosive wave. Most explosive wave is wave 5, okay? So, you know, 92K, 100K, you know, I'm just saying. And then ABC correction, okay? Then an ABC correction, all right? Something like this. Possibly, right? Back to the 75. Do we go to 50K, 50% retracement? They might scare us on some wicks. They might. 90K. Bring us back down 30%. I'd say somewhere at 60, 65. Everyone will be saying 50K. We're going to go back to 50K. That'll be the new 20K, and people will cry. And then we'll be back to another explosive impulse wave, in my opinion. And then maybe the end of the rally around 280, 300 grand. What I had with fib extensions. Bitcoin dipping, then going to the moon. I agree with 90K. What site is that? Crypto Bubbles. Crypto Bubbles. Crypto Bubbles. So anyway, and you want to look at Bitcoin in bigger time frames and see it for what it really is. Like when we look at it here and we zoom out, like look at that. It's kind of like, even if I break back in here, you know. So you can see, like, there's a, you know. Now, if you guys want to get blown away right now, I'm going to show you something that will blow your minds away. All right. Check this out. I'm going to show you where Bitcoin's going. All right. And shout out to Jose Patricio for showing me this. We're going to go live one day together. And like, I'd love to like hang out and show. But he showed me this. He showed me this. So shout out to Jose Valverde Patricio, man. My dude. Joseph Patrick, my man. Joey P. All right. So check this out. You got to turn this to logarithmic. Let me turn that music to something a little more soothing to the soul. Okay, check this out. Now you want to go to the BLX too when you do this. I remember that too as well. Which holds like a little more Bitcoin information. It's a little behind, but it's you need it for the logarithmic. Now I'm going to show you guys where Bitcoin's about to go. What you're about to see is scientifically engineered pi cycle data. Like what you're about to see is going to blow your mind, to say the least. All right. Now I'll take off the stock to flow for now, but eventually we're going to get into the stock to flow. All right. Now this is Bitcoin in its lifespan. I'll go to the weekly too. Okay, this is Bitcoin in its lifespan, in its entire life. Okay, I'm going to zoom out here. So look at Bitcoin in its entire life. All right, I've been waiting to show you guys this for a while. And whoever's here and lucky to see this today is lucky to see this, because this is going to blow people's minds. All right, this is going to blow people's minds. So watch this. El Padrino, man. Check this out. We're going to go from the beginning of Bitcoin's life. All right, from when it first began, right here, at 1 penny, man. Can you believe it? 1 penny, man. Or it started out, I guess, at 5 cents, but eventually crashed to a penny. So at one point, little Bitcoin is sitting here on October 4th, 2010. And it's worth but a penny, man. Can you believe this, guys? Like, can you believe this? I don't know if you can, but it's pretty nuts, right? It's pretty nuts. It was a penny, my friends. It was a penny. Okay, so look at this. So it comes all the way up. It gets to a high of 48 cents. It does a 48x, my friends, right? A 48x in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. 5 weeks. If you put $100 in there, it turned into 4,800 bucks. Pretty crazy. $100 turned into $5 grand. And you never really look back if you were one of the first people to ever get into Bitcoin. That $100 now, how much is that $100 now? I mean, if you got in even at 5 cents, can we even do the math, man? Bitcoin now is, let's say, 48. Whereas Bitcoin exactly on the dot. $48,240. Okay, divided by 0.05, right? Yo. And so had you put in like, let's just say $100, you would have $96 million right now. 96 million. Like, I mean, I'm not making this up. Had you put $100 into Bitcoin on October 4th, 2010, somewhere in this candle here, 5 cents, 6 cents even. Oh my God. You would have 96 million point 4 million. You had $96.5 million. That's it. Yo, all right. So anyway, todo bien, amigo. Estamos aquí. Si necesitas algo, yo necesito algo, mismo para mí, man. Gracias. ¿Y tú? Hey. Yo estudio español en la escuela para, like, 3 años. Yo no sé mucho, but yo comprendo muchas palabras. Yo comprendo, right? Aprendito más. Yo necesito aprender más, right? Okay, so check it out. Hey there, Coste. Coste, you're my man, dude. Good dude in here, guys. Good dude, this Coste guy. I like him a lot. Spot on life for thanks, man. Yo, buenos español, amigo. Emil, my dude. Up in the spot, man. Yeah, dude, from Mrs. Williams. I don't even remember. I don't know if you took Spanish with me, Emil. I don't know if you went in that class. Ms. Williams or Mr. Berger. I had Mr. Berger screaming at me. Okay, guys, so check it out. So Bitcoin, this is Bitcoin's life. This is something you like to even make this chart. Yeah, someone has to kind of explain this to you. We let the log grow curve. We took the pi cycle, right? We're also going to take the stock to flow and put that on top too and show you what that's doing, because the stock to flow has its own story to tell, all right? It really does. Shout out to Hadouken. Thank you so much for the diamond, man. You're the man, dude. Thank you so much, man. That's for your Spanish, dude. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Mr. Insanely. Thank you guys so much for coming in. So check this out. Check this out. I just want to make the stock to flow a little harder, a little better to see. Thought I turned you white, stock to flow. What are you doing to me? I'll just make it thicker. That's all. Like that. All right. We're getting into the stock to flow in a second. But we're showing you, like, we kind of made an Elliott wave theory idea too. Like wave 1, wave 2, wave 3. Now you'll notice this blue line is important. When Bitcoin started, way back when, and you'll see these are the halvings too. So 2010, it has a halving, and we'll show you the halvings and how important they are to the movement of Bitcoin. So we had a halving in 2020, right? We had a halving here in 2016. Usually around May area is when we get the halving. Okay. And then we came out. Now it's weird. Okay, the blocks must have sped up because now it's every 4 years, but maybe at the beginning it wasn't. It wasn't. I'm gonna have to research that to know exactly when all the halvings were. In my opinion, I don't. In my honest knowledge, I don't know every single halving. Right? But Bitcoin follows a pump. So usually there's a halving here. There was probably a halving right here. Pumped. Came down. This is the bear market. Okay? So this is the same thing that Bitcoin does. So let me just take you through Bitcoin's cycle. So, and I'm trying to explain to you how we know where Bitcoin's going to go. And this is really, in my opinion, the only way to do it. And to do it properly. Okay? So Bitcoin, this is the Bitcoin rainbow chart, some people like to call it too. And you can see this is your buy zone. When Bitcoin's in this green area, you want to buy it. When Bitcoin gets into the red, you want to start beginning to scale out. And this is just what Bitcoin does. Okay? Every 4 years, Bitcoin supply gets cut in half. The amount that the miners are able to get rewards from is sliced in half. And that creates the frenzy that you're seeing right now. Like, that's why I am in Bitcoin. That's the main reason. The halving is the main once I heard about the halving, I put my entire net worth into Bitcoin. Like everything I ever owned. Because I realized that it was going to make me more money than holding the dollar. And I realized it wasn't even a trade. It was a store of value for me. Like, I could just put my money there, and as long as I was going to plan to leave it there for at least 4 years, I was going to be fine, because every 4 years, it was going to become more scarce. So yeah, there may be some fluctuations, some bear markets, some up and downs, but if I had enough time, so like if you had 200-300 grand saved, and you wanted to buy a house, but you had a nice apartment, things were okay. You put off buying the house, you stay in that one room. This is what I did. I stayed in a 1-bedroom apartment, right? Even though I could have moved into, I worked night shifts. I took jobs on the weekend. Even when I was tired after working a night shift all week, I'd get another call from another TV studio, and I was working in TV, and they'd be like, oh, can you bring in some footage for us coming in from Russia? We need someone late at night, Saturday from like 7 to 2. And I was good at it. I was able to, I'd come in at 7 and I'd leave at like 11. I'd do 4 hours of work. I'd charge them for 12 on union hours, book it and make my day and do my thing. And I worked so hard in that industry, and I banked all my money. And after working night shift for 6 years of my life, I said, am I going to just put my money in a bank account? No, man. I'm telling you guys, I've been through it all, and now I'm not going back. Like, I'm not going back. I'm telling you right now, I am not going back. As long as I can keep doing what we're doing here as a group and keep doing what crypto does, I never have to go back, man. I posted a chart. Ask newbies to look at it to learn the patterns and know when to sell and take profits. Find confluence with indicators. We'll get into that in the end. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's the counter on the lies of the central banks. So they cut in half every 4. Well, it's the block. It's the block. It's how many blocks by a certain. But it happens just to happen every 4 years. Just that's the way it happens. So anyway, so Bitcoin then pumps to a high of 30, 41, even gets to a high of like $41, $37. And this is where the stock to flow comes in, because the stock to flow said we were going to get as high as about $4. Maybe even come up to 13, but it never suggested that we would get as high as what. But look, Bitcoin would then crash all the way back to $2. So it would go from that little tiny where you were at 1 cent, and then eventually go all the way to 32. So if you would even put in a few $100 back here in October 2010, by July of 2011, you would have had a lot of money. Bitcoin would have made you a lot of money, but then it would have gave it all back and went down to $2. Now you'd still be really up 40x, or even like 100x really, from 2 cents, or from, and 40x from 5 cents, right? Stack sats, DCA, yeah. So listen to this, guys. This is key. I'm showing people the logarithmic curve cycle and the pi cycle. I'm teaching you guys how to find where Bitcoin is going to go. So came back down, stayed in this green area. This is where you would accumulate Bitcoin through this bear market, okay? Now, Bitcoin had another pump, and you can see when it gets to this blue line, it always has a bit of an issue. This halfway blue line is where, look, right there it got rejected. Right there it got a little bit rejected. So this blue line is a significant area of resistance for Bitcoin, okay? So I want to bring this up before we get to the future. If you're excited, please hit the like button. I should say, look, I won't show you the rest of this until I get $5 in super chats. No, honestly, because what I'm about to show you guys, no one might show you on the entire internet, number one, was really devised from an extremely smart individual who spent a lot of time in the charts. And what I'm about to show you coming up is something I've never revealed on a live stream ever to anybody. I've had this for a month. This is serious. You can't just pull this up on TradingView. You have to create this. You have to know how to create this. There's settings, and yeah. So check it out. So you see these two lines. This is what's called the pi cycle. Okay. See your inputs on the pi cycle: 350, 111. Time interval is 0. Show the moving averages. You can take that off if you want. I keep them on. I'm going to show you why. The moving averages is a green and a red line. Okay. I can make it a little more red too. That's kind of nice to make it like a redder red there, like that. Okay. So a green and a red line. Now you'll see when the green line comes close and is about to touch it, or even just touch it, like right here, and you put a line. That's why I put this line. See these blue lines? These blue lines, except for this one here where we're talking about having, but this blue line here represents this idea. And let's zoom in on this. And the idea that we're talking about here is this. Okay? It's the idea that when we get these two lines crossed, that's a top for Bitcoin. And that was a pi cycle top, as you can see right here. Okay. That was Bitcoin topping out at about $180 to $190, 211. It would then tank back down to 63 bucks. Okay. And it's funny, like I kind of want to almost pull a fib on that and just see how it did. Yeah, and it went to the 786 Fibonacci through the 618. Nice 70% kind of correction, but not too bad. It's probably wrong though, because this is logarithmic. It looks like a 618 in my opinion, because look, it started at 11, pumped all the way to 211, right? So that was a nice, that's another 20x Bitcoin did. Now, if you got back in here, how much are you up now at $200? If you got in at, I mean, who knows? In the cents region, this is insane now, right? And then, but it doesn't have a bad bear market as much. For somehow this market, this bear market, which is interesting here, in 2013 into 2014, or is staying actually all the way through 2013, it's almost as if this was a bigger pump and this was just a smaller correction because we never got into the blue area. Okay. Some people call this a fake top. I just think, you know what? The only reason it was a fake top because the pi cycle lines did come very close, right? So here, the red line crosses, we go bearish. Same idea as most oscillators, right? When the red's on the bottom, it's bear. Actually, no, when the red line crosses, bearish for the pi cycle at least. And then they come up and they get close again. And right here they touch again. And that was another high for Bitcoin at $1,500, okay? On December 13th. Now we follow Bitcoin through another nasty bear market. And then it has a halving in 2016, like right halfway through the bear market. And the halving begins to get priced in and the scarcity begins to flow. And people realize that it's an adverse asset to the dollar and it starts to make its move. It's like what people don't realize is we're all programmed to want scarcity and to want security. Human beings are going to slowly keep finding security in Bitcoin. It's only a matter of time. It just takes people a while. They're lied to by all of the media, the government. We're always being pushed into fear to play into somebody else's game. You know, even Bitcoin is another game, right? At one point. But the point of the story is that it holds its value. Like year after year, look where it is, right? So once you understood this, you could easily start beginning to put your money into Bitcoin. But most people see this and they don't see what I see. And they don't see what you guys are learning to see. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate that. I believe it was, thank you very much, Andy. You're the man, dude. So check it out. So now look at this. Higher highs and higher lows. Exactly. Now we see Bitcoin, right? 2016. And this is our beautiful, beautiful explosion for Bitcoin, right? All the way to 20K, right? And this is the bear market, okay? Nasty bear market. And now you're starting to see the cycles for Bitcoin. And you're starting to understand. And each bear market is actually a little longer than the last. And each impulse isn't as high up. So like here you got immense gains. Here you got good gains. Here you got okay gains. And here you're going to have the same, right? 50K now to 200 and 300 grand is only going to be a 6x. You see what I'm saying? Bitcoin can only about 6x from here. That's boring in crypto. People want 100x, 200x, 400x, 30, 40, 50x at the very least. Shout out to Eddie DC. Been a while, man. Thank you for coming on to the stream. That was the last dollar in my account. Someone else put the 4. You're the man, dude. You're the man. So check it out. So Bitcoin pumps all the way. Again, you sell Bitcoin when it gets into the red area. Okay? It's been right for 10 years. Okay? So this is all we have to go with. In a very, very scarce asset. This is all we have to go with. So I'm teaching you guys how we're going to get out of Bitcoin. Because at one point, we're going to have to sell to be winners. We're going to have to sell to be winners. All right? And you can clearly see now, as I told you, the blue line. Watch that blue line. Had issues there, we dumped. Came down. Had a little issue right here. If we zoom in, we got rejected by the blue line. Okay? Here we came up, we got rejected by the blue line. So then here's our bear market, 20K, we dumped all the way down, right? Government passed 1.9 trillion COVID release plan. Posted news and Telegram for you to go through at the end. Pamp it, BTC. Yeah, man, I've been working on some mechanical design projects to make money and then spend in crypto. That's really cool, Eddie. That's something I like want it. I can't wait till this all moves on. But check it out. So now we come through this area here. How many people we got watching? I haven't even checked yet. 58 people, man. You guys on a Saturday, you guys are unbelievable. Thank you so much. What we're doing is we're going through Bitcoin's life cycle, and I'm going to show you where to sell Bitcoin and how to find a way to sell Bitcoin. Now, again, look, I told you about the red line and the green line on the pi cycle, okay? We talked about this. When these cross right here, that's a top for Bitcoin when they get close. Okay, then when the red line goes down, we have our bear market. Then they start getting kind of fun again, and they get, look at there, they got real close at that top. But they decided, no, we're not going to make a whole top there. That was interesting to say the least, right? You see that? It was close, but we're not there yet. Again, we hit the blue line. Right here, we got rejected. Okay. And then we got to hit the blue line right here. We got rejected. And now we're moving on. We hit the blue line. We got rejected right there. Okay. So, guys, where do I see Bitcoin going? What do I see happening for Bitcoin? Right? Well, it looks like we're getting, it looks like we are, pretty close through it. Like here, we were at 5,000. Trying to compare us to like right when we get above the blue line. We're right here. We're above the blue line, our first red candle, and then boom. So we're right here. I'll show you where we are in the cycle. We're right about here. It's been a great run. The run is been amazing. Could we use that blue line as support? And yes, see how it becomes support now? For sure. It was support right there as well. Yes, very good. Who said that? Supreme. Excellent comment. Excellent comment, Supreme. Doing very well. Very proud of this guy. Okay. Exactly. Previous resistance becomes new support. You can see this all over the place in all aspects of trading. Okay. Even right here, look, resistance there. Where did we bounce right there? Support. Now, it doesn't have to hold the next time, but it usually will hold the first time. If you come and test it again, that's where you may want to, that's why we ladder out once we see a measured move not hit its measured. Tells us something is lacking in the momentum. Anyway, we'll get into all that in another time, right? But there's always a lesson to learn. So, we zoom in here, we see the pi cycle. They get very close. Let's see how close they get. They cross. They actually cross. You can see they cross. And that's the deal, man. You got to wait for this. And that is the top of the pi cycle. Now, I can't explain why pi is that important, but pi is the kind of, if you ever seen and watched the movie Pi, I knew it had serious relevance to my life. I thought it was an amazing movie. And look, this is just that accumulation cup that we always show you guys on the altcoins now, right? We're saying, look, it's forming a nice cup. And I say, look, if you could put it in a bowl, then it's time to accumulate. And these are the lessons that we learn throughout life, right? And it's the same scenario, same idea. Accumulate in the bowl. And now it's like I just do the same thing for the rest of my life trading. And it's simple. I accumulate in the bowls. I wait patiently. Then everyone realizes what it is and what's going on. My TA already got me into the trade. I didn't even have to think. I used what I already knew to be true, and I let it run, right? Now, I'll show you something right now just to put my money where my mouth is. And not even to brag, but you know what? Sometimes I like to brag about Bitcoin in a way because you know why? So many people laughed at me. So many people kind of, I don't know, man, were viciously rude to me. Called me a dumbass. Excuse my language. Profanity, you name it. Harassment. I just, there's the Bitcoin guy again. And check it out. Buying 0.63383,789 Bitcoin, right? Right there. Bam. Bam. On March 7th, 11:52 p.m. Okay? Now, 0.36, $2,500 worth of Bitcoin, right? That $2,500, right? It was 0.633 and a bunch of other nonsense. We'll take it easy on you guys, and we won't put it all in there. Just 0.633. We're at like 48,240 times 0.633, and that's how you turn $2,500 into $30,000 in 2 years. In 2 years. In 2 years. Anyway, that's how you do it. And I bought, look, I'm buying down here, and I bought down here. I didn't know we were gonna have the pandemic dump. That was crazy. I don't think that we ever should have went that low, but we did. We did. But I bought down here, right? In these dumps. Down in the dumps, man. Somewhere right in this area. I'm getting that in March, right there. Right there. Didn't catch the bottom. 2,800 it says. Damn. I'm pretty sure computer guys had the same issues with typewriters, man. It's because they're stuck on the dollar. You taught me to follow my gut. Why I follow you, bro. And it's not only in trading. Kind of showed me the way to find myself in a way. So thank you for everything. Yo, man. I mean, I had to find myself with you guys, to be dead honest. Like, I'm still finding myself with you guys. And look, we do come down for support right here. And that's exactly what we did right here. So you can see we're in the same place. Support off the blue line, okay? And that's where I start to look for confluence. Support off the blue line, and we move on up in the pi cycle, okay? Now we can throw on the stock to flow. Stock to flow comes up, hits a high, and says that's where we're probably going to top out at. And this topped us out at 16,000 in the last run, okay? We were easily beat that. And you can see this is topping us out on the stock to flow now here at 150,000, and it's usually always a little low. See, last few times it's been very low to exactly where the high eventually hits. So the stock to flow always gets overshot, but it kind of levels off to where the leveling is. See, it does predict the leveling off period. You can see that, the chop after the nonsense. So if we extend the stock to flow, which will get extended through time, what we could probably see, and this would kind of give us an idea of where maybe Bitcoin may go. But if the stock to flow does its thing, right, like it does, kind of stops there. I'm just doing even crazier projections now at this point. Yeah, 75, I don't know, 110,000 in the bear market, right? So take off the stock to flow because it makes things messy to look at when we're getting into what we need to see here. But so check this out. We're bouncing off of the blue line. This is where you want to accumulate. Beautiful time when you look at the big picture. And again, we're getting that spacing in the pi cycle, so it's okay. And then we'll probably ramp on up. Thank God they didn't touch, and we did not get a pi cycle top. We just did not. Okay. So BLX on the 1 week. Looking pretty good for us right now. Not in the red zone yet. Not time to scale out. But looks like the first time we'll get into the red zone is in the 90,000 area. So just kind of getting cautious there. Might be interesting time, you know. Where do we go? Well, we're going to have to probably hit pretty high up into the pi cycle, which is usually very close to the top line here. All right. We hit this line of resistance actually right there, which where we came back down and had resistance too, which is interesting, right? You can see that. Clearly started our big flow from the next move to the upside. Now, pretty similar here. Look, there's our top. We came down and bounced right off of it. Look at it. It's textbook what Bitcoin does. Same stuff. Forms these nasty bulls, breaks to the upside. Nasty. And that's what everything does. That's just the movement of life in these cycles. So now we can see this can continue to the upside and get all the way. Now, it usually moves in a diagonal pattern. So let me see if I can grab this, which I think I can. I'm going to take it right from where we are. We're right here at this level. Now, 100K by May? I mean, that's what it's kind of suggesting, right? And then we're gonna, like, unless we can extend this and it's like more angled, you know. So we're hoping for more, a bigger correct. I would like to see more corrections, right? So Bitcoin can get, you know, trying to angle it right, but it's not that easy. This one's not perfect really, but something like this maybe. Now, that would be the beginning of the bear market too there. You know, this is saying September, right? August, September area. It makes sense to me now. I like it. And that's topping us out at like about $200,000, $220,000. Now there's outlandish talks of $500,000, 300 grand. I know, and I'm trying to make sense of it all. And there's a chance this could get pushed. Like, so what we would like to see is an elongated move, right? The more we go sideways and kind of shimmy our way, the better. The more we don't want these huge impulses. We want these corrections. These corrections, what they do is they make the price higher in the long run, because you can see clearly if we go straight up, we're going to get into the sell zone way too fast by the pi cycle. Okay. So Minus Gold Network just hit 34K and I didn't get in at 900. Doesn't matter. More things will eventually come. Yeah, you got to move on, man. Market is it? It doesn't really matter if you buy Bitcoin at 43 or you buy at 47. If it goes to 70, 80K, in my opinion, I agree with you 100%. And that's like the story at Morning Glory. Yeah, that's what we all talk about. Shout out to everyone here on the live stream. 61 people, 30 likes. Can we get the likes? I just gave you guys like scientific pi cycle knowledge that I got after sitting with one of my best mentors and traders in my group for 3 hours on a Saturday a few months back. And I'm sharing this with you on my Saturday. All you got to do is hit that like button for it, brother. I even wore my red jacket to kind of freshen things up and get it going. We got 62 people in here together on a Saturday. All right. With the introductions of the institutions to Bitcoin, you see the bear market lasting the same. I don't know. See, that's the thing too now. And that's what, like, now as the future grows, like, we never know, right? So this could put Bitcoin to top out. You know, if we elongate this much, which is kind of highly unlikely, but it's a chance, we could get to the $360,000, $370,000 range. Now we throw that pi cycle back on, and we throw that stock to flow, and that's giving us 144,000, which we usually always overshoot by a grand scale. So it would make sense that we would get up to this line of resistance right here that I got drawn. $360,000. So whether you get out at 240, 250, 360, it's going to be volatile. It's going to be insane. So this is unbelievable, man. Yeah, guys, if you don't even know what you're seeing here. Like, most of you guys probably don't even know how lucky you are to even put your eyes on this. I'm dead serious. I'm being pompous a little bit, but this is like, the knowledge base in here is insane. You know. So, and I'm going to do a live stream with my Patreons, and we're going to go over this each week and update it. So you may not never see this again. If you want to continue with this type of knowledge, become a Patreon. Join my Patreon, okay? I kind of did this today to kind of give you guys a little idea of what it would be like to be a Patreon of mine, and how nice you would feel knowing and getting constant updates of the pi cycle every few weeks, explaining to you where I believe I'm going to take profits from Bitcoin. Really kind of breaking down my plans and what I plan to do, what I want to do, right? Shout out to the 25 Patreons giving me the $4.69 a month. You guys are unbelievable. Got a new Patreon, Kelly. Thank you so much for everyone who's in the Patreon group. All right. To join the group, check out the page. So this is like, and this is going to be my Patreon. You guys are going to get exclusive knowledge of how to get in and out. I'm going to take care of you. You guys are going to put your $25 a month with me. I'm going to give you my all. Yeah, I may chart here and there every once in a while. Look, I'm giving live trades of my actual account to my Patreon. My Patreon members got gold last night. I gave them exactly what I'm playing, what I'm doing. So shout out to, if you guys haven't checked the Patreon and you're in the Patreon, check it out, man. I gave some serious knowledge there yesterday. So yeah, and who knows? There's going to be more I learn and more I add to this. But this is one way we're going to make our way out of Bitcoin, because you got to have a strategy. Look, 33333 on the pi cycle. That was crazy. I just saw it. No one else saw it. It was there. It is right there. Look, that's my number, and it's all triple threes. You guys see it up there? Watch this. Hadouken, you won't believe it. Right there. Look, the pi cycle is all threes. I can't believe that. It's always following me around. Look at that. 3, 3, 3. Look at that. 3, 3, 3. So funny, right? Anyway, shout out to everyone here on the live stream. Thank you guys so much for coming on in, man. But yeah, join my Patreon if you don't know. Because honestly, in the last bull run, if I had been able to pay $25 a month to know when to get out of Bitcoin with an expert person doing 8 hours of analysis a day, I would have paid $100 a month for it probably. Like, honestly, you know, I am bigging up myself talking about, but it is what it is. Atom on the move a little bit today. So let's talk about Atom. Let's look at Atom and see what it's doing. Atom BTC, that is my next big play, all right? I broke it down for my Patreon members, so I'm not going to get into like the specifics because I don't want to ruin it. They paid for that awesome knowledge and they're going to get it. But you see cup and handle forming. And we know what happens with these cup and handles. So all you got to do is be patient and wait for the cup and handle to do its thing. We saw this with Bitcoin hash rate. Very similar position, very similar type of chart. The BT, we just looked at it earlier today as well. So love that Tesla theory on 369. Angel number, bro. You're a godsend to us, man. Yo, check it out. Looking at Bake still doing its thing. Cup and handle as well for Bake in a way. Kind of a strange cup and handle, but it's there in a funky kind of funky way. Everything's just going to play out eventually. You just have to be patient, man. Band is going to make big moves. Watch Band to make big moves. Look, this is up and down, rounded bottom came out the top. Up and down, rounded bottom came out the top. Paul held, what's ETH going to? Hey, we could try to put that on ETH and see what it says. So let's try that. I haven't ever tried that before. So that's a kind of interesting. I'd have to find a different way to watch ETH. I don't know how to watch ETH as much. Doesn't have the halvings, doesn't have the years. Doesn't have, like, I don't have as much information on ETH. See the big winners today. Who's up big? We got Vited up doing its thing. VIDT. We got Skycoin coming back in the game. Look at that wick for Skycoin. Would have been nice to jump in and out of that. Bell. Talking about Bell a lot lately. Bouncing off of the measured move from the double top. And starting to make its move on out into a new territory. Dragon Chain. Making a move here on Bitcoin. So I bought some Dragon Chain for Bitcoin a long time ago. I'm still holding it. I'm still holding it on KuCoin. I've had it forever. And there's a bit of a cup and handle on Dragon Chain. Now, it was with this guy, Joey Roets. I remember Joey Roets. I'll show you. And he was like a Disney dude. He was all over YouTube, and it was like big news. I don't know what happened to him. Let's take a look here. But Dragon Chain was a big deal. So what's your opinion on BNB by the end of 2021? Oh, it's probably going to be, I don't know, $1,500, $3,000 a coin. Easy, you know. Definitely, for sure. So let's take a look at what I was talking about, though, is Joey Roets. I don't know how I remember this nonsense. Dragon Chain. And this guy worked for Disney. He worked for Disney. Joey Roets. There he is. Dragon Chain. 5 months ago, too. Talking with Joey Roets, chief architect and founder of Dragon Chain, spin-offs, Disney, Tech, and Red Pills. Yeah, like 9 months ago. It was a big deal when I bought it, man. Years back, you know. And I thought it had this Disney connection, and I was all about it. So it's interesting to see. Maybe some of these projects won't die. You know, looks like they're coming back from the dead here. This actually looks, this cup and handle might be a nice way to double up your Bitcoin. Sitting here at 2,500 Satoshis. The daily looks ready to blow, right? Coming down here on the daily. 12 hour was a little hot. So, but look, we're making this nice channel. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. 4 hour has some room. Actually bounced off the 200-day moving average, like we talk about. This is actually looking pretty tasty. It's funny that we just skipped over this. I'm going to continue to hold my Dragon Chain. I've been holding it for 4 years. Might as well continue to hold it, right? It's funny, when you leave an account alone, there was like $200-300 in it. I left it alone, came back. It had like, you know, a couple grand. I've been holding KuCoin shares for a long time, and the KuCoin shares are like a dividend, paying you money over and over again. So I love it. I love it. I lost so much money on Dragon Chain. I'm traumatized. That's funny, man. You must have gotten drama from. I'm sorry. We'll skip it. We'll go over it. Let's get out of here. Let's never talk about Dragon Chain again. Oh my god. No, seriously, I know how that is, man. It's like LTO, one of my favorite coins, man. I talk about LTO all the time, and it seems to be just doing its own thing. If we look at it on the 4 hour, a bit of a shoulder head, nice right shoulder too. That is moving up, booming, breaking out of that shoulder on the 4 hour. Still has a little bit of room to go, but already kind of had much of its move for the most part. I wouldn't jump in on these green candles. Daily is also a little bit extended after that V-shaped recovery. But look for it to maybe find more, something like this. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something like this. Might break back down into this pattern as well. It might still be kind of in the pattern and just kind of stay in some choppy area before it breaks to the upside again. But I like what I'm seeing. We are getting close to all-time high, though, and it's a chance if we break that, we do go back into price discovery. We kind of did and got sold right off, right at that point. You know, daily is looking kind of turned up. Let's look at how close. Let's look at the health of this. It turned up, so that's a good sign right there. The turned up nature of the stochastic says we got some more room to go. So that actually changes my tune a little bit. Can you believe it? That little thing, yeah, just that little detail will kind of change how I feel about the entire trade, which is pretty interesting to me. But it's funny, that's how sensitive I've become to these oscillators. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. Let's see what's going on. I like to look at the health of this. It's like looking at all different aspects. Still that bit of shoulder, bigger head, shoulder going on. I'll show you what I mean on the larger idea, right? Because like it's like a double bottom in that shoulder. There's the head there. And then it's also like kind of like, is that the right shoulder in a way, right? It's not letting me do it too much because it's like hard to, yeah, there it is, like that. Something like this. Okay. Kind of what we're looking at. I mean, and it is what it is. I mean, that is an inverted head and shoulder, whether you want to believe it or not. You know, these patterns don't have to be perfect. You just have to be able to find them. What's your opinion on Origin Trail? It just passed my Reddit. Yeah, I mean, ORGN, right? It's been big lately. It's been pumping hard. So BNT, PNT moving. But watch LTO, man, about to go to all-time highs with that inverted head and shoulder. Probably going to get up to the 70-80 area pretty fast. KMD Komodo. Komodo's an oldie but goodie. Sitting at 150 doing its thing. And look, this is a diamond pattern. I just want to show you the diamond pattern because we don't see it a lot. This one did come with a market top. Okay. So my buddy said it doesn't always come with a market top though. It does, but it doesn't always. It can. This one it did. This one it did. So shout out to Von Deer, man, in my Telegram. But that is what's called a diamond pattern. It usually falls down to the downside. So it could have put it like that. And look, it fell to the downside. Doesn't mean it's going to go down forever, but if it comes in from the bottom, it usually comes out the bottom. If it comes in from the top, it comes out the top. It's a continuation pattern. Oh, no, it's a reversal pattern. Yeah. KMD chart I sent you earlier this morning. That's funny. I never looked at, how did that go? I never go over KMD, and then you sent the chart, and I never even looked at it today. Major Ethereum gas fee overhaul. Users and investors delight as EIP 559 is scheduled for July, but ETH miners are less than thrilled. A hotly awaited upgrade to the Ethereum network that may result in ETH becoming a deflationary asset is now scheduled for the London hard fork in July. Ethereum lead developer Tim Biko previously teased that the decision would be made today, 2 weeks ago, and proposed the inclusion on the core developers call today. That means we have 6 more months for Binance Smart Chain. Yeah! I think that's actually really good news, because Binance Smart Chain scares me, because I don't know when the fad is going to end, but it feels like it's still hard and strong, right? So, but I don't know when the fad is going to end. So it kind of worries me a little bit, right? It worries me a little bit. Komodo is a patient play. Yeah. The proposal is widely anticipated by nearly all members of the Ethereum community, including investors, speculators, and regular users of the network. An analysis of the network transactions last year found that EIP 1559 would have burned 1 million Ether over the course of 365 days, almost 1% of the network. Earlier this month, research from the ETF issuer Grayscale concluded that a deflationary mechanic will be a boom for Ethereum's price, creating positive price feedback loop. Imagine that. Imagine Ethereum getting burned. Users have also been bellyaching about gas fees for months, and there have been some notable examples of sky-high fees for simple transactions, including a 36,000 Uniswap trade. Yeah, on a notable group less excited about the proposal is the Ethereum miners. There have been threats of a hard fork and an alternative proposal put forth, and some estimates peg the loss in revenue for miners at 50%. Ultimately, however, the proposal is now going forward, putting an end to selfish mining practices. Yeah, like, so the grimy miners, that's not what it's all about, right? Give it up, guys. Move on to a different coin. Go mine something smaller. You can still find it. Go mine Bitcoin, get out of the ETH game. And this is actually really good to know. Yo, this is sick. Whoever did the laser eyes, yo, you're the man, dude. This is the Crypto Lifer NFT. We're going to start pumping out NFTs. I'm going to make I love the NFT game, and I think it's great. I'm going to learn how to make NFTs today, and I'm talking to Renchi. I'm going to spend some money, and I'm going to make them. And I don't even care if maybe I'll just give them away. They'll be fun little things. Whatever we do with them, we'll have fun with them. But I'm going to get into the space and interact, man, because it's time. It's time to get my hands dirty. I can't wait. So, yeah, this will be an NFT, man. Whoever did this, I think it's Andreas. You're the man, dude. Shout out to you, man. This is cool. Let's sell this and split the profits together, right? The Crypto Lifer Laser Eyes NFT. This should have been the thumbnail. Now I have to change the thumbnail. You know that, right? Now I have to change the thumbnail real quick. No, I'll change it later today, but this is going to be the thumbnail. We're going to add the laser eyes. We're going to add that to the actual thumbnail because why not? Right? I mean, that's how it should be. That's how it should be. I kind of want to do it now, but I won't. I saw. Okay, so check it out. That's a big deal for Ethereum, man. Right? It's a big deal what we're talking about here. Get the miners off. And that would be awesome, man. 99% gone in 60 seconds. How a Polkadot trader may have crashed dot futures. Dev says the 31 Meerkat Finance exploit was a test. Will return funds. DeFi has flourished with human greed, according to a developer. There may be good news on the horizon for victims of one of DeFi's largest exploits. At 5:30 a.m. today, Meerkat Finance developer identifying themselves as Jambu posted a short message in a newly created Telegram channel, Meerkat's Funds. In it, Jambu said that the exploit was a trial, testing users' greed and subjectivity, and that the team was preparing to refund all victims. Jambu provided proof of their association with Meerkat by sending a small transaction from a Meerkat deployer, demonstrating they have access to the exploited contract, or communicates with someone who does. The transaction was processed on Binance Smart Chain Network roughly 20 minutes after Jambu's Telegram post. Meerkat was a yield vault project that forked Yearn Finance's code, one of many forks of the Ethereum native protocols that populate Binance Smart Chain. The attack on Meerkat initially took place on March 4th, one day after the Meerkat's launch, resulting in a loss of 73,000 BNB and 14 million worth of the stablecoin BUSD, a total of 31 million in users' funds. Members of the community were quick to label the exploit as a rug pull, a colloquial term for when an insider or a member of the deployment team exploits a contract using specialized permissions, given that the Meerkat deployer contract was updated to allow the votes to be drained shortly before the attack. Some thought that the exploit would be a test of Binance Smart Contract's claim to decentralization. BSC is run by a network of 21 validator nodes, many of which are thought to be associated with or run directly by Binance. Likewise, the exploit put the attacker in a difficult position. Binance controls an off-ramps to BSC, meaning any stolen funds were locked on chain and impossible to realize as profits. Attention now turns to Meerkat. So look at that though. Hold up. Hold up. Is Binance Smart Chain immutable? Look at this. Run by a network of 21. Likewise, the exploit put the attacker in it. Binance controls the off-ramp to BSC. Any stolen funds were locked on chain and impossible to realize as profits. So anyway, just showing you, they'll give the funds back, but that can happen to anybody. So again, guys, I do yield farming. I talk about yield farming, but you got to watch all the different videos that we're talking about here that I make too, because all my videos have, you know, are out there for a reason. They're out there for a reason. Okay, look at this. Yearn Finance, big news. Yearn Finance, Impulse Ven will conduct their initial Launchpad offering on YFDAI Launchpad next week in partnership with DuckDAO. Guys, this is a big deal, man. DuckDAO is huge. Watch the hype video now on YouTube. Dude, I want that information, and I want to make that hype video now on YouTube because YFDAI, one of my biggest holdings, one of my favorite holdings, continues to pay me every day to hold YFDAI. I love it. It's an absolute gem. It's not as crazy as the other big yearns, and I like that because it's just a guaranteed 70%. You're making about, I don't know, you're making about 70% a year, 72% a year on your money, okay? It's beautiful. You're dividing it by 30. Actually, no, sorry. You divide it by 12, you get 6 cents, 6%. You divide that by 30 days, and you're getting about 0.2% a day. And it's, you know what I'm saying? It's beautiful. 0.2% a day on your money every day, continuously, over and over again, as the actual asset actually grows as well, right? So you can't beat it. Swooped on a handful of VeChain. Thank you, Lifer. Yo, Matthew in Tokyo, man. Tweet on YFDAI, posted in the Telegram. Yo, thank you so much for that YFDAI information. YFDAI, man. DuckDAO. I love it. I love it. Is YFDAI the next Yearn Finance YFI DeFi platform? Wow, YFDAI review and tutorial, the next big DeFi platform. You know, they're moving slower than a lot of other people, but it's only a matter of time till they come out and really begin to become the beast that they are. YFDAI, baby. I had a feeling I liked YFDAI. They had SafeSwap coming out. They were going to be closer, more auditable, like a cleaner, more version of PancakeSwap or any of these other swaps where you couldn't just put anything you want. You had to vet and see what was going on the exchange. You know what I'm saying? So, and yeah. Ooh, I don't like that. So check it out. And you can see earn, stake. I think they'd have it on their wallet already talking about what's going on. It was on the Ethereum mainnet at one point, right? Was in the Ethereum mainnet at one point, you know. But I barely look at my YF stake. I just let it sit there, man. You know, when I started adding things on MetaMask, at first it is nerve-wracking. I'll be honest with you guys. First, it's a little, you know, at first I didn't want to have like, you know, a lot out here on MetaMask, right? But this thing just continues to grow. We were getting into this thing at around $1,500 a coin, right? It has hit 6,000 a coin already at one point, I believe, or 5,900. It was close. It was close. So 1,500 has now become a chunk of change, to say the least. So let's see. Now we started with the 1.22, 1.21. I haven't checked this in a long time, like 30 days. I've been doing all sorts of other nonsense. So I have 1.210785. Once I get out of these live streams, like I have to go do daddy stuff too. Cup and handle on the daily on YFI, man. I love that. We'll take a look at the TA for YFDAI, guys. Hey guys, let's talk crypto, man. Ask me some questions. This is Saturday. More laid back stream. Like, let's hang out. Let's have fun. Let's do what it does. Let's do what it does. Okay, this 12110 plus 0.2375 5.650 is 1.44 YF die. Times that by the price at 5098 and gives you $7,300 in YF die. And then, you know, you claim your stake. Now, do I claim the stake and then begin to earn again? That's the question. Because then I'll start earning more, right? Because then, you know, that's what I didn't. It's not auto compounding, I don't believe. Like, I'm just earning on the initial. I'm just earning on the initial. But you have to pay 2%. 2% for staking and unstaking. And I already paid the 1.5 to stake right off the bat. And who knows? Let's just see if I were to claim this, how much the gas fees are going to become. Because I guarantee it's almost going to annoy me. $72 in gas fees. Guys, I have left all my stakes alone, everything I've been doing on the Ethereum mainnet, and I've switched over to the Binance Smart Chain and done all my dirty work. You know, like, it's funner, it's more interesting, to say the least. I'm looking at Goose DeFi close, and I want to start with that layer 2, and I want to learn what layered farming is, because now we have layered farming, okay, and it's getting intense. All right, this is moving $87. This was a higher at the point. Total lock value is 118 million. I like that. The bigger that is, the better it is. All right, for you and for me and for everybody in these games. And look, audited by Hack and audited by Surtech. 2 audits, which I'm not saying it's immutable, but what I am trying to say is it's one of the cleanest sites around. Let's check out the farms going on here on Goose. So I feel confident to give you guys this information because I feel confident things are going well with Goose Finance. Look, we got 1,087 here. Egg to BUSD LP. Approve that contract, you know. Okay. I believe I'm going to be getting into this today. I like where it's at, settling at $87. Low volume on the weekend. Yeah, you know. And again, it's very risky. This is high risk. I'll probably put no more between 500 and 1,000, and I'll be willing to risk all of it. And I'm being honest. I'm willing to enlist every single bit. What do you think of KuCoin? It was exploding before the BTC dump. No, KuCoin's doing great. We're on Burger too. Yeah, careful with your pass, bro. You better change it. Why? Do you see my pass? What are you talking about? The hell are you talking about? Careful with your pass, bro. So crazy, man. What made you say that? OM, what made you say that, man? Let's go back in the video. Did you see my... No. Look, your look, you can log out of this. It won't. I can log in and log out. Watch. Watch. No one knows how to log out of this thing. It's impossible. But you can. You can. What do you think will perform better, Bake or Burger 1-inch? Thank you so much. Dragos behind. Exceed, like that project. Read on that. There's no password showing. Nobody can do anything. I know, man. STMX is moving. You like at all? Yeah, let's look at that. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at it. What else? Something else I saw. Egg BUSD LP. Yeah, I'm gonna get into the Egg BUSD LP. I'm getting into Egg BUSD LP. I'm gonna be getting into one of those. I'll post in here, guys. There's the Binance Smart Chain group right here, and I got some videos I'm gonna make today, which are gonna be really cool. I'm gonna make 2 cool videos today. I also want to extract some information from the video from yesterday. Just got a lot to do, man. Small, and we know how many digits. It's not short at all. What are you talking about? That's crazy. Highly complex, man. All my things are computer generated. Highly complex. Highly complex. No, I'm not even lying. Like, you'd be like, oh, he's bullshitting. No. Like, none of my stuff is like the dog that I used to know or my mother's maiden name or any, like, none of that shit. Like, everything I have is a computer-generated password. And I suggest you computer-generate all your passwords as well if you want to be smart in the game. And also, I suggest that you battle test your Gmail account with a FIDO key. What does that mean? Well, if you go into your Gmail account, you'll need a FIDO key to get into it. Now, I bring it with me everywhere. It sucks, but yeah, what it does is I can get into my Gmail account with this plastic, you know, and honestly, what it does is it just says if you don't have this on you, you can't get into the account, because the account of your Gmail or whatever email you're using, Hotmail, whatever you're using, right? Whatever you're using, right? Like I'm using a third-party software kind of email provider, but whatever you're using is, thanks, OM, man. I appreciate it, man. It's not short, though. The password isn't short, so I don't know what you're talking about. It's like exactly 17 letters, and like it's like 1084B784B number. Anyway, so just make sure you have your everything backed up properly. Make sure I have a FIDO key. And what you can do is you can actually use your Trezor. You can use a Trezor, you can use a FIDO key, anything you want. Perfect head and shoulders on the BTC chart. Let's take a look at Bitcoin now. Someone else said that earlier today, and I want to take a look at what you're talking about. I like Adam here battling against Bitcoin, doing its thing. Let's take a look at that Adam BTC chart. I showed you, man. I'm going to just keep talking about how it's running out of room here, making this consolidated move and continuing to the upside. So that's a cool play. Now let's take a look at Bitcoin right now. Yeah, there's a head and shoulder on the 30 minute right there, very easily, like easy to see. It's definitely apparent. Now, I've seen this play out before though, and what it really is just this. It's the pennant. So we always have to be wary that it is a 32% chance that it breaks to the upside, right? It's a 68% chance that it breaks to the downside, but it doesn't always have to. It could just be a pennant right now, right? So that's how I changed perspective for you guys, kind of blow your minds. But look, we had one here, and it kind of played out. So let's break it down. Let's break down two scenarios, and that's why you have to have the open mind, beginner's mind at all times. This could be making a double bottom, okay? That's one thing. All right, just one idea. Now we'll separate ourselves from this idea, okay? And it very clearly could be doing this. I don't like that lower low though. It's a little funky, but it could be still clearly doing. It could be clearly doing a head and shoulder here, with the neckline about like this. And it's going to want to come back down, and it could still come back down here and hit this neckline too, and complete this triangle. Right? Peter Brandt, one of the greatest traders in the world, said no one knows the pattern until the pattern is fully complete. We speculate, we have an idea, we project, but no one knows the true pattern. Still gives us about a 58,000 back to all-time high for Bitcoin, even if we have a little bit of bearish sentiment here. Okay? We're just going through the motions, man. We're just going through the motions. Again, if we took our last, remember, if you've been with me for the last few weeks, we've been using this fractal to try to track Bitcoin as best we can. Now, what's the bearish move if we do break to the downside? That would be you pull the head to the neckline, like so. Swing that over here to swing low, and that could put Bitcoin kind of testing maybe this double bottom area, ranging even a little lower on a wick. Okay. Now, that brings into play this idea. Okay. So I gave you this possible scenario. So now you're looking at these levels and you're saying, okay, well, if Bitcoin can't hold 46,000, it's going to break back down here. Now, it's a chance it could get into this wicked area here, might get held too, but it's pretty obvious. And now the sad thing is, if Bitcoin can't hold 43,500, it's coming back down to 41 fast because there's no resistance right there. And then all the way back down to $38,000, right? Now, highly unlikely. And why do I think that the head and shoulders isn't going to play out? And I'm going to explain why in a second. I'm going to give you two scenarios, though. I'm going to give you two scenarios. So you still with me, guys? You still with me? Everyone seeing what we're doing here? Everyone in complete understanding of how we're doing this? What's going on with Bitcoin? Anyone have any questions about what I'm going over here? Wasn't that shoulder, head and shoulders supposed to go down? It was. And it still could right here. This is the right shoulder. And that's why I'm telling you, this is the idea that it could go down right here. There's your measured move. All the way back here to 41,000, okay? ETH is making me feel very meaty, so meaty. Wasn't the shoulder, yeah. Hope all is well with the new addition to your family. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate that. Did you know Bitcoin was going to dump in March? Really? How so? Yeah, like we showed you, like we went over this numerous times. What we did is we didn't tell you Bitcoin was going to dump. We showed you total and total too, and that tells you where the market's going. And that's the issue with a lot of people, is they're not listening to me. Like, it's getting, I'm probably gonna sound like an old woman right now, and it gets annoying to me. But I guess it's new traders and everyone is new. But if you follow me every morning, I go over Bitcoin, Bitcoin dominance, total, and total too. And I thought you reversed the head and shoulders, supposed to go up. Well, that's the thing. Then we have the inverted head and shoulders here too, right? Like you said. And it did go up, but it didn't go up as much as it should have. Okay? And what you could do is, though, you want to take your necklines. So here's your shoulder, head, shoulder. And then you take your neckline, you say, like, this is how high we should go when we break out of the shoulder. And you're right, that did not hit the measure move. That got rejected by resistance. And that's why you want to use your support and resistance line. See that later? We couldn't get past this area here, 52K. 52,500, 52,400 was strong resistance. You know? You missed a lot, actually. If you weren't on the stream earlier, we went through something that I'm only going to probably ever show again to my Patreons. So I would advise yourself to get back into that stream. I might have to change the title to, like, this is the most insane secret video for Bitcoin I've ever made. It's going to go up, just taking its time. Crypto is evolving. I mean, that's all you have to say, too. It's that simple, right? It's that simple. But so, and it's moving in this bull area. I just don't see it breaking back down here. But, you know, I'm showing you that there's possibilities of a bearish scenario. Now, another idea here, okay, is this. Okay. It's a possibility. This would make sense because this would make this head and shoulder fall to the downside. And this actually kind of coincides with what I see happening a little bit for Bitcoin, okay? Now you said, oh, did anyone predict this fall in March, right? And number one, we knew March is heavily volatile. It won't go down hard. I don't think it will go down hard. It'll do its thing. It'll hit resistance, come up, hit resistance, and then one night it may wick pretty fast. Yeah. But I don't see it there too long. Now watch FTM, man. We're talking about Phantom. This thing is looking very, very juicy as well. So I would watch this trade like a hawk. This Phantom trade is looking very juicy. I gave you guys the Phantom trade down here at 14. We got in. It was a beautiful trade. It was a beautiful trade, okay? So see that one? That pennant looks convincing. This looks unbelievable, this one right here. This is what you want. We're going to get into Phantom in a second, but that's going to be my call for the week, right? Phantom is in the golden pocket in the 0.618 and the 0.5 Fibonacci. It's very close. It's actually in the actual golden pocket right here in the 6668 and the 618 area, 6286, 618 area. This is it. This is it. Stone cold place to get in right there. Anyway, we're rolling through to total 2. And I'm going to show you the projection that I've been making for a long time. And I'm going to show you how I even told my wife, I said 1.7, that's going to be it. And she said, how do you know? And I said, it's just the measured move. So we've been showing you this projection for a long time. And I keep it up because I don't want to get rid of it because I need proof that I've been doing this for a while. We took this from the previous one here and we just made it bigger to match this one. And you can see we're clearly just following along like almost to a T. Almost to a T. So it says we're going to chop. And Bitcoin has 60% of this. This is the total market cap for all of crypto. And it says we're going to get up there and everyone's going to get all happy. And we're not going to get high as that 58,000. We're going to get back to 54,000. And everyone's going to be like, oh, wow, yeah. And then we are going to dump like a mother. Sometime like the St. Patty's Day. I can't tell you the day. But it looks like somewhere on the 14th, 15th, 16th. Maybe even up to the 21st. I'm going to say in that middle to third way through margin, a dump. And it's going to dump. It's going to dump hard back to 1.2 trillion, right? Now, what we can do is we can juxtapose the Bitcoin chart with this chart. We can put them together and look at them side by side. And that's where we're going to really get to the key of what's happening here for Bitcoin, because now we can suggest, oh, okay, well, how low did Bitcoin get when the market cap went back to 1.2 trillion? Because that looks like where we're going to double bottom, and we can move on from there. So we're going to do that right now. So check it out. Juxtapositions are key. Once you start mastering one chart at a time, you can start mastering how to put two charts up together. You can start pattern recognition. You can start doing a lot of interesting things once you learn the basics. So there's no limit to what you can learn and how you can use this information to benefit and make it your life. There really isn't. It's exciting. It's amazing. Look at all this work that we do on Bitcoin. It's insane. But take a look. So, and these will move together. If you put them on the same time frame, they'll move together. So we're on the daily on Binance. You can see this dotted line will move with Bitcoin, right? Pretty cool, right? See that? See how we're moving on both charts together? You guys picking up on this? It's important, right? So look, Bitcoin came back down in the dump, which we dumped here. And that was our low at about 43,000, 44,000. So we may not have to wick all the way, but it looks like a nasty wick down. Looks like it wants to kind of come back. So this is what I see happening for BittyBit. We play games in this area. And again, I'm not always right, but this is what I'm suggesting. This is what I'm showing you is pretty probably going to happen. We play games in this area, but we make our way out of this. We chop our way all the way back up to about 54K. All right. It takes about a week. Now, this is the daily candle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 2 weeks. We'll be over here in 2 weeks, right? It'll be March 20th, something like that, right? And then we're going to have a dump of dumps. A little bit of bad dump, bad day. Then we're going to get a little pump. And we're going to get a third dump, man. And get ready to accumulate, because that, and then maybe that one last dump right there too is possible. But that will be it. That'll be it. Your last few weeks of March are going to be it. And then we are going to see Bitcoin take back the crown and begin to pump again. And to go to some high levels. And they'll probably throw in some news. And they'll say Apple's buying. And everyone will believe it's the news. But us here at Crypto Lifer, we'll be showing you that it was clearly the TA all along that was showing us the way for Bitcoin. And we were just tried and true with the same scenario here, watching Bitcoin do its thing. Okay. So I don't know, man. You guys got such an education on Bitcoin today for free. I feel like one day I'm going to have 10 monitors up with 2 charts each. Yeah, I have 3. AVAX looks ready to pop. I believe you're right. Let's take a look at that. And you know why I believe you're right? I have a bit of a photographic memory. And I got into AVAX at $12. It pumped all the way to 40. Then it had a bit of a chop, right, action. And it's been kind of going through a bit of a, a fallback. And now, to me, it makes sense because I haven't looked at it in like a week or two. And that's when you know. Like, you kind of like, things are obvious to me. So that's how we knew here at the channel. And that Bitcoin was going to kind of probably come down. And number one, we always consolidate at the measured move. I teach you this, guys, over and over again. And so we had our first big pump here. And I was predicting you guys we were going to go to these levels. If you go back to my channel, and that's why we do this every day, the first 10 minutes of the show. And like right here, it clearly said we were going to get up to about 1 point. And that's where my green line was. 1.65, 1.7 trillion. I said, it looks like when we get there, we're going to have a pullback. Also, it coincided with the daily being oversold on the RSI and the stochastics. Like everything was in line, right? 3-day actually just still had room to grow. And I said, okay, but it curved to the downside, right? I was hoping a little bit of movement. We get a little more, but no. And this all makes really good sense. And the bigger the consolidation, like the bigger this pattern plays out to be, the bigger the move is the upside. So I like what we're seeing here. And it's not a bad sign. Weekly still has to come down and reset as well. So it's just telling us that like we're not out of the chop yet. We're clearly not out of the chop. We need 3 weeks. The weekly takes about 3, 4, or 5 weeks. Last time, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. Or from the bottom, let's just see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5, 6 weeks. But we've already started. We've already started 1, 2, 3, 4, right? We've got 4 weeks of ridiculousness, and we got 4 more. That'll give us 8, maybe even 3 more, about 7, right? And, you know, and so just be prepared for a tough March. I'm telling you right now. The easiest thing to do right now is to forget about the USDT pairs and get into the BTC pairs. And why do I say that? Well, the reason is if Bitcoin's going to go into the chop, it's going to send the altcoins into good prices, and it's going to play games with people. And I believe that this is where you want. Like the graph right now is sitting beautifully. 180. I like where it's at. I kept telling everyone, if you can get the graph anything below $1.80, that's its next bottom. And I believe it's on its way out. It's kind of formed this top area, and then I was seeing this channel in a way. It breaks out the channel, forms like a flag right top of the channel, and it still breaks to the upside. We also saw hidden bullish divergence for the graph. Okay. And the daily's double bottoming, coming down a little bit, but it's making that higher low, and it's on its way. Take a look at the 4 hour as well. Doing the same thing. They're in the same place. So it'll probably come down one more time, touch that 200-day moving average of 160, 165. That'll be your last chance to gobble up some of the graph before you see it well above $2 into the $3.91, $3, $4 region. So it's altcoin season. Guys, can you find the private key to MetaMask somehow? Because I reset MetaMask without writing it down. Lost my money with the account on the iPhone. Please help. So check this out. I went into metamask.io. Someone asked this. Can you find the private key to MetaMask somehow? Because I reset MetaMask without writing it down and lost my money with the account on the iPhone. Man, yeah, you gotta. Why didn't you just set it to your face? You know, even though I know it's weird, that's what I did. So you could just MetaMask yourself right in with the face, and you don't like. And I'm not even into the face thing. I don't like it, but it is what it is, right? So you go to FAQs, you go to support, and there's a few things that I found and I try to tell people about. Okay. Backup and restore, how to connect a Trezor or Ledger hardware wallet. That's a good thing too. I'm going to start doing that and setting that up too, because and then you own the private keys already on the Ledger and the wallet, and it's really nice. Big Ripskis. Hey, I'm not sure if you look at small caps sometimes, but I would appreciate if you could analyze LPool WETH on TradingView. Sure, man. Sure, man. Anytime, my friend. Anytime. LPool for ETH. Okay, this thing took a beating. I feel like you may have bought the top. I hope not. Or are you looking for a buy opportunity? I would stay away from this. I don't like this. There's so much more opportunity in Bake, Cake, Binance Smart Chain, all this, Egg Finance, all this other fun stuff. But again, it is at the bottom of its pile. So let's see what's going on here on the 30-minute. Now, 30-minute suggests it actually has some more room to go down. Stochastics actually are like high and probably want to reset. So I don't think it's over for the pain. Let's take a look at the 4 hour as well. 4 hours extremely oversold. I mean, right? It's at the bottom of its barrel. But this thing's been bearish for a long time and has really not a lot of information. Looks like it just got dumped all the way. You got to find out what this is and what's going on with it. Yes, everything eventually does come back up unless it's a lost project. So, I need to know what this is. So, I got to go to CoinGecko. Because, I do believe in TA 100%. Like, the TA. But I also want to know, like I don't buy garbage on the street just because there's TA on it. You get what I'm saying? Like, launch pool. This thing looks like $17 a coin. Okay. All-time high was 15 bucks. All-time high was $93. Just about a week ago, week and a half ago. All-time low was 15 bucks. It's very close to the low. Do they have a website? What are they? XYZ launch pool XYZ. How it works? Egalitarian investing. Launch pool believes in a project stakeholders as important as each other. Launch pool, yeah, blah blah blah. Days. Staking ends in 77 days. It looks like. $50x Zilliqua, 120x Metal. The funds associated with Launch Pool have got a track record of investing in the space. Interesting. LP holders. They're a new project for an LP token. Interesting. Well, why is it at the bottom of the dumps of the dump? It is against ETH, though, so maybe the USDT pair. I also got a hit, though. I mean, I guess this is where you would want to invest. I don't know, man. I'm not a fan of this thing. I don't care what they said. I haven't bought it. I haven't bought into that website. You know, I have to do deeper dives. I don't want anyone to think that I would buy into this right now. Not to be rude. If it does break out, here's what you're looking at, though. It does have some easy moves once it can get up past resistance, because it can get, you know, it doesn't have a lot. All-time highs, and then, you know, back to where it needs to go. I mean, it could break to the upside. Sharing did this for a while before it really woke up, sitting at 0.01 ETH. But with ETH starting to rev up too, man, I'd be careful with this. This is beaten down so hard. But there you go. BNT pumping. Hey, I'm not sure if you look at small caps. Yeah. Masked. BNT. Bancor Network, right? That's the Bancor, I believe. BNT. For my memberees, my memberos. Let's take a look at Doge on my way past it. Doge USDT pair. What are you doing, Doge? Forming higher lows. Making its way up out of this pattern here. So, interesting. Yeah, I think it's just continuing to consolidate, and I believe you me, this thing is going to explode. Believe you me, it's only a matter of time. All coins are just kind of doing their thing, man. What's your take on Matic? Matic is hot, and I think it's going to have, are you a father now of a newborn? Update us, please. Yes, I am. She is so beautiful and so sweet. Thank you so much for asking, man. I have a daughter and another daughter, 2 daughters in my name, man. I'm a father of 2 daughters. I feel so proud today. She's looking beautiful and lovely. So thank you so much for asking, man. That's the nicest thing you ever could have done. That's why all the super chats mean everything to me, man. Every little penny helps. She went through like 10 diapers last night. My wife has been up all night breastfeeding her and just doing the right thing so I could be here today. So I'm a little tired, if you can tell. You know, baby, taking care of a baby every night. Not the easiest thing in the world. I like Matic. It came back for a retrace here. Bounced off this 382. Didn't even go to the 618. You could say starting its new higher trend too. Looking pretty nice. That's the BTC pair. I like to see the USDT pair just so I can get a gauge of where it is. I'm a fan. It's backed by Master Ventures. NA, I'm staking it. It's in Launchpad Project. Break even at the moment. Okay. I'm a fan. L Pool. I'll look at it, man. I never got into it. Sorry, I meant Matic USDT. It doesn't matter, man. I get it. It's all good. Again, though, you want to start getting into the BTC pairs. I'm being honest. My thing is because you make USD, right? You'll make 20 grand in USD, and they're going to devalue it fast. Like, it's lost 10% of its purchasing power in the last year. Cereal is up now. Food is up at the supermarket. Like, things are getting funky. Being honest. It's not good. It's not a good sign. We're getting the wedge on the 1 hour. We're getting close to the 21-day moving average here, forming this inverted head and shoulder too. I like what I see. Could we retrace all the way to the 618? I don't know. We had a big V-shaped recovery down there. Seems like Matic is just continuing to grow to the upside. I would go to this 1 hour, take a look at it. Looks like it's about to make a bit of a pump on the 1 hour, right? Let's look at the daily. Probably overbought. Actually, wow, the daily still has room to go. That was an actually really nice retrace for it. So watch for it to touch the 21-day moving average. It's probably going to be ready to go again. Look, 1, 2, 3, boom. So I like the stochastics down here. They may double bottom and give us a little more downside, but at 21 cents, I see Matic continuing to grow. Continuing to grow. Like, you can see at $1 not too long from now. And especially if it has something to do with ETH fees and it starts to move. So I see Matic going up to 36 right now, doing pretty well. So yeah, Matic looking nice on the daily. Right? If you can hold it for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, then you're good. Now, the 4 hour suggests that maybe we're not done with this pattern, or we want to kind of come up and come back down. Suggesting we come back down to the bottom of the pattern here. So it looks like you'll be able to get Matic at about 17, 16. I would circle this area, and this is where I would choose to snipe my Matic. And that would also be where the 4 hour comes down. Put an alert right there. Right click that. And you know what? I might take a nibble on a little bit of Matic. I'm about the BTC pairs at this moment. I'm done trading USDT pairs. Yes, my love. Yeah, I'm gonna end the stream in 2 minutes and take you on outside. All right, honey. Did you hear about Chain Game? Will be big maybe in the future. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for being here, man. I'm going to wrap it up. My daughter wants to go outside, and I got to be a good dad. And we had a nice long live stream, right? 12:30 to 2:20, a nice 2 hours. We went over a lot. You guys, I don't even think you guys realize what you got. I think some people here are just so new. But we went over the pi cycle for Bitcoin. I showed you how we're going to sell the top. I explained why it's very thorough that you join my Patreon, because the Patreon really is going to be where you learn the most. Actually, you know what? Damn, 71 people watching. I'll give you 5 more minutes of my time. Chain Game will be big maybe in the future, right? Cute. Thank you, Lifer, for your mate. Missed STMX. No, let's take a look at STMX right now. I did not miss that. I did not miss that. See? Wrong again. I'm right here on STMX. Now, look. I had a stop loss on this. I thought to buy the buy zone in here. Thought it would stay in this pattern. Broke to the downside. Horrible, right? So it didn't work. Trade did not work. But where we get caught? By ye old 200-day moving average. And we talk about this all the time. And now it's kind of in this funky pattern here. And it's in an ascending triangle towards the end. Might as well just, I got to make, yeah, it's a smaller pattern. But that's an ascending triangle. It's moving up on the line with a flatter top. Looking really nice. Starting to form the same channel though. You know, let's see what's going on. The 4-hour wants to reset again. It's high. It's overbought. I do not buy the stochastics when they're up here. Just can't do it. Doesn't tell you, you know, we could pop up though with the double top. So what I like to do is get in on this line down here, right? That way I don't have to worry what's happening. I wait for the stochastics to get low. I match it with the pattern and I get the bottom of the pattern and I ride it out for a couple weeks. And that's how you make the most money. I'm being dead honest. Also, you're going to see ye old, I'm using ye old, funny, but the old diamond pattern. All right. And we kind of broke. Let's see here. We kind of broke. It's like that. We kind of broke to the upside. We came in from the upside. See, in from the top, we go out the top. And that's actually a continuation pattern that suggests that we will see some upside. So, based on that diamond, we got some gas, right? And there's a high chance that we break on out. So let's take a look at what I'm showing you right now. 71 watches, 57 like. Let's all hit the like button for Lifer. Thank you, man. I learned that great green red line interception helps you reach the pi top. Yes. Yes. The young Lifer. I love that. Look, the young Lifer. I like that. I like that. I hope you, if you made your name based on me, the Crypto Lifer, that would be the coolest thing ever. I don't know if that's true, bro. Getting into good IDOs are nearly impossible. Is there a way of getting guaranteed allocation? Is there a thing? Yes, you hold Duck DAO token. We're gonna get into that. I'm gonna teach you guys that. So there's more to learning. But why are you getting stuck on IDOs when you can put Reef and just sit for a while? Like everyone's chasing these crazy, you know, allocate, build, have a plan, right? Tell yourself I'm gonna find out how to get into IDOs, and then make that your goal in the next 3 weeks to figure out any channel that has the in on an IDO and use it to your advantage. So what do I see happening for this though? Let's take a length of the pole. It's still kind of a valid idea. And I see we're going to hit resistance, and then this thing is going to the moon as well. Bam. So I see STMX doing its thing and breaking on up to the upside. Yeah, 85% gains coming. Mad respect, Lifer. Cheers for the looking at STMX. Did you call yourself the young Lifer because I'm the Lifer, or is this just like is that a coincidence going on right here? I just need to know. I need to know if I'm like making that much of an influence on people's lives that they're changing their names or they're creating names on YouTube. Like, because if that's true, like it would kind of make my day. You think H bar will pump? Let's take a look at H bar, man. And again, don't do anything I do on this channel. None of this is financial advice, please. All right, guy. All right, baby. Wow, the young Lifer, bro. Dude, I am like really, really excited about that right now. Like, that's a big deal for me. Like, I should be the young Lifer. The young Crypto Lifer, man. Yo, you're the young Lifer, man. Dude, you're the man. or woman, whoever you are. Sorry to be rude if you, I don't know your sex, but you're probably a dude, just because that's my predominant watch, you know, who's watching me predominantly. But just, you know, look, double bottoming here. We're going to make our way. Parsec is just doing this consolidative bull. Just consolidating, man. Loving itself, doing its thing. Daily's probably going to be cooked. Yeah, it's only a matter of time. Let it cook until it burns again, man. Yeah, the baby's name. We have a baby's name. I don't want to give it out. I want to be private about a lot of things. I probably said it already, but I just want to be private about it. But yeah, we have her name. We have her name. Just don't want her growing up on YouTube, man. Not to be rude. Reef, man, holding that 3.9. That's a strong level for Reef, to say the least, right? A strong level for Reef. And I look at forming the cup and handle now. Let's take a look at it on the 4 hour, right? There's a cup and handle, guys, and that's what we want to see. Getting scary now for Reef. Put your shoes on, baby. I'll slide mine right on and I'll walk right out the door. Cup and handle for Reef. We can take that whole length of that cup and bust ourselves out, and boom, man. I just think I see big things happening for Reef. TA wise, it's all there. It's all there. I like this song a lot right now. This is hot. Let's take a look at H-bar. H-bar BTC looking nice. Coming up on an uptrend, doing its thing. Look, H-bar use. You think H-bar will pump? Well, it just pumped and then retraced, right? So now you want to pull a fib on that mini pump and just see what you got going on. And yeah, we're kind of coming down into the 618 golden pocket 0.5, and we're touching the 21-day moving average. And we're also low on the 4 hour, which is a good sign. So now you want to look at that daily, and we got more momentum on the daily. So yes, this is actually looking nice. This is one of the few that has a setup that I like. So look, you asked a great question. I'm going to give you a good answer. Will H-bar pump? And I believe it will. So now I've given you the daily looks nice and the 4 hour. Now you look for your entry. How do you do that? We look at the 1 hour, even the 30-minute if we have to suggest the possibility of a good place to get into the trade. And then you want to get into the daily too and start looking at bigger support and resistance lines that you're finding. So you can really build a bigger story. Make sure that you got your, yeah, and I think we're approaching all-time highs for this. So this is a good sign right now. 4 hour low, 1 hour. 1 hour's high. So I would like the 1 hour to come back down to the bottom of the pattern. Possibly interact with that 200-day one more time, or at least one of these moving averages. Right there, and that would be my entry at 18. And I'd wait for the 1 hour to come down here and snatch it up. That would still give the 4 hour room to boom. We could even double bottom here while the 1 hour finds itself out. That would be your entry. So right here is that place. Looks like we'll go a little more sideways, and then we're gonna rock it on out. So yeah, I would make my buy zone down in here. And also we have that support and resistance region right here with these wicks. So right where that wick stopped too. So these could be stop loss areas. Stop loss right there. Get into the trade. Play close to the bone. And there you go, man. H-bar. This month. See some nice news. Your thoughts on Bitcoin weekly chart. I see a bearish engulfing candle and a bearish pin bar, suggesting we are moving down. We went over Bitcoin, man. Go to the back to the beginning of Bitcoin. Look what we did. We did something on this live stream that I've never seen ever done really on any live stream. I'll show you right here. We go back to the live stream. I was giving you Bitcoin's live pi cycle and showing you the health of Bitcoin from when it was a penny all the way through its entire lifespan. Okay. We went in through exactly where to sell Bitcoin, how to sell Bitcoin. And I talked about why you should join my Patreon, because in my Patreon, that's where I'm going to be exclusively giving people this information. You're not going to get it anywhere else. So I love you guys. I got to run and take my daughter outside. Thank you guys so much for an amazing time. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. And remember, if you came to my channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Have a great day. I love you. Peace, love, and respect to everyone. We're going to say crypto is life together.
And make sure you don't make any mistakes.
We're going to say crypto is life. Ready?
Crypto is
No,
life.
one, two, three. Crypto is life.
Don't forget to hit the notification bell.
What a sweetie.